Hi, welcome back to In Your Defense. I'm attorney Steve Toland, and I'm glad we're wrapping up our series and what's been very interesting, learning about marijuana, about hemp, about the legalities of marijuana and hemp, and THC oil and those infused products with THC oil and cannabis oil. So today let's talk about 4 facts regarding marijuana penalties here in Texas. The first fact is that marijuana is still very much penalized the same. It's classified in its own manner. It's classified by whether, the descriptions of it. It's a green leafy substance, and then it's just weighed. The leaves, the stalk, the stem, the whole deal. If it's 4 ounces or less, it's still a misdemeanor in Texas. If it's a little bit over 4 ounces, all the way up to 5 pounds, then it's in a range of felonies from state jail felony all the way up to a first-degree felony. That has stayed the same. Second fact to remember about marijuana penalties in Texas is that THC oil, THC infused products, that's your gummy bears, your vape pens, cookies, brownies, all of those things, those all start at a felony. The reason for that is that Texas qualifies or quantifies THC products as penalty group 2. That's the second highest penalty group for controlled substances that's possible. And for that reason, any THC product starts off, even a single gummy bear, starts off at a felony, okay? Number 3 thing to remember, number 3 fact about marijuana laws here in Texas is that THC infused products are quantified by their weight, and their weight includes adulterants and dilutants. So think about this. I'm not advocating a vegan diet by any stretch, but if you're into marijuana or THC brownies, you might want to consider the vegan brownie, because the eggs, the flour, the sugar, all the cooking products that go into Rice Krispie treats that have THC oil, I've heard about those being sold in Colorado, or brownies, any of those products, believe it or not, include all the adulterants or dilutants. And so that's going to be all the other ingredients that go into making, for example, a pan of brownies. That extra weight could very well be a first-degree felony amount, and it's a simple pan or pot of brownies. And I think these are things that a lot of people don't realize, and particularly young adults, college kids who travel to Colorado and come back into Texas, they don't realize that they could be committing a very serious felony just by possessing those things. The 4th fact to remember about marijuana laws and penalties in Texas here is that just the amount can also be, for THC products, considered a controlled delivery. So in Texas we have possession of controlled substances and then possession with intent to deliver. And that's a lot of times based on the quantity of that amount. Is it usable quantity for an individual, or is it for more? Well, a lot of college kids, or for example some adults, don't realize these are felonies, and so they go to Colorado and they come back and they're like, well, I'll just buy a bunch of gummy bears, or I'll buy a bunch of cookies, or a bunch of brownies, or I'll buy some for friends, or I'll buy some vape pens, with THC concentrate in there. The more you have, the more likely you could be enhanced up to a first-degree felony, because the law enforcement officials might charge you with control with intent to deliver. So those are 4 very serious things to consider when you're looking at marijuana and THC infused products. As always, if you have any questions about marijuana, THC products, you've got a kid maybe who was charged with something like this, or you yourself were, reach out to me, attorney Steve Toland. I'm very well versed in this area, and I'd be glad to counsel you through a difficult time like that. I hope you've enjoyed this episode and this series of In Your Defense.